Which Transformer likes to hurl gastropod mollusks at Autobots? Slug Slinger. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Ray here, back from the Transformers Transformation Review thingy. So, I've been away a little longer than I expected. Normally I'm every other day or every 2 days, but the back's been giving me jip. So, and thank you to all those very nice people who wished me well and speedy recovery and all the rest of it. The back's okay. The back's okay as a bad back can be. Although I've been to the doctors and it looks like I'm going to have to get some sort of interventionist fixing going on there. But I'll keep you posted. Anyway, hello. I love Transformers. You love Transformers. Let's talk Transformers. What did I see recently? I seen Ultra Mammoth again. Oh Christ! Oh, so excited by that. By the way, this is this is Nemesis Prime, and nice chap. No, this isn't the bit I need. This bit's fine. It's that, but you see, there's some kind of hairline crack here. Someone offered me a bit of the bit that you thought I needed. I probably wasn't very explicit. This isn't the bit I needed, unfortunately. It would be great because then you could send me it and he'd be absolutely working fine. This is the little bit that I need. This top bit of the arm. This is the one that's more prone to breaking. There is a hairline fracture, which means that this comes in and out much too easy, and it renders it not really transformable. But thank you very much anyway. Ultra Magnus looks so good. That's all I want for Christmas. Forget me two front teeth or anything. Slug Slinger. Did you like that? I like that because I got Slug Slinger the other day, and so I have to do my little skit at the beginning. That's my new thing. I like a little skit at the beginning. Today is the very, very lovely King Atlas. I'm just going to show you him here in the box. There's my bad back. This is the very, very, very lovely Universe King Atlas. Now, I think there probably was a little Cybertron news that I wanted to catch up with you. Let me just double check here. Because I visit the Cybertron site every day. That's the one that begins with S. The one that Dave Wallace calls Cybertron. Ultra Mammoth. I didn't do his accent very well at all. Striker, Optimus Prime, blah blah, yakety schmackety, Micron Arms, don't care, Prime Deluxe Rumble, alternate head, yeah, that's okay. No, actually there wasn't anything really. I'd seen Gaia Unicron, that looks pretty cool. The odd looking thing, but I'm sure we'll get it here at some stage or other. Toys R Us apparently are going to be carrying the first edition line, so I'm not really surprised about that. It was only a matter of time. Hopefully we'll get them here. We'll probably get them here. I can't imagine that they're going to hold off I can't imagine that they're going to hold off those lines for any length of time, really, because those are the ones that people really want. And of course, Takara Tomy Hasbro know that people really, really like those. And I haven't bought a bulkhead yet because I'm waiting to get a first edition one. Anyway, so that was the other bit of news. So look at this very, very sexy bot. I love Universe. Why do I love Universe? I love Universe because it can take very, very cool bits of plastic and characters from all over the world, and they can put them into this disparate line called Universe, so they can get all kinds of shit in there. Really sexy stuff. Let me give you a little bit of BG in this guy. Not enough to do any harm, Xavier. I'm wearing it today, and yet again, I will not stand up and turn around because my back does need a little screwing and fixing. King Atlas is an Autobot who was yanked out of the Unicron trilogy into the Universe conflict. He is a colossal Autobot. I love the word colossal. It's a really nice word. It's a good word to say. Once the commander of the army of Combatron. Bless. Combatron, who now fights alongside Optimus Primal against the hordes of Unicron. Right. So there isn't so much BG there. I mean, I could probably get a little bit more. There's a little bit of story, as in the kind of stuff he's been involved in, but maybe you're interested in that. I don't read the fiction. This is all I need. The reason I got this guy is because he's Universe. He's got there are three very distinct reasons why I got this guy, and I can tell you them right now. He's Universe. He's got a very sexy name, and he's got a very sexy mold. and I love it. I have all versions of this. I think I have. So there are three. This is being the third that I have anyway. So there's the original Predator G2 Skyquake, then you've got Machine Wars Starscream, and then you've got the Universe King Atlas. I've always wanted, ever since I started to research, listen to me like it's some kind of academic piece of study. Ever since I've started to research Universe, I've always wanted this guy. Observe the box. There's the box. What does it say? It says that standard thing. It says, in the distant future, the evil Unicron wages the final war for ultimate control of the universe. Summoning a vast army of Decepticon forces from across time and space, responding quickly, Optimus Primal gathers his own heroic forces, Autobot forces, and marches them into battle against his aggressors. Blah blah, yakety schmackety. It's all good. They all have a good old fight, and then everybody has a good old cup of tea at the end, and they all make friends, and they go shopping. I don't know what fucking goes on. I just know that Universe for me has a lot of sexy bots, and a lot of sexy names. King Atlas. Nice, isn't it? Let me just get this guy out of the package here now. Now I have taken him out because I knew that I would, absolutely knew. He was covered in twisty ties, and I'm talking the good old-fashioned twisty ties. You know, the ones that take a bit of time. He's not quite transformed here, so I'm just going to finish off his transformation. What does he transform into? It's a sonic bomber jet. I don't know. I made that up. There is something official here. What does he transform into? A large bomber jet. There you go. A large bomber jet. That's close enough for Jazz. And I tell you what, it is a large bomber jet. This is one of the largest Hulk modes in Transformers. It's huge. It is a very, very big thing. It's got a few gimmicks in this mode. Some of the gimmicks in the original Skyquake are, while he retains all of the same little mechanisms and levers, this edition has lost some of the gimmicks. For example, a very sexy bit of light piping that the original Skyquake had, who I will show you, is lost to this guy. All you need to know is that that's the size of him. I'm a bit of a size queen when it comes to bots. I like big bots, and I like flying bots. He is huge. His colours do resemble Diatlas, as they were meant to. Let me just check that. Yes, he was deliberately coloured. According to Aaron Archer, said this figure was deliberately coloured to resemble Diatlas. Diatlas is from one of those crazy Japanese series. All the ones that look like, and you said Predacons and all that thing. Super Sentai, Power Rangers and all that kind of stuff. And I have yet to love them. Do you know what? It will happen. It will happen because there was a time in my life where I had yet to love Universe, and there was a time where, even unbelievably, I had yet to love Beast Wars, and now I am true converts. I have yet to love the movie bots. That is slightly more unlikely. But I will connect with the Japanese stuff. Yes, why not? Great big bot. Landing gear. Absolutely. Look. He'll happily sit like that. But he'll happily take off. He'll happily take up a third of your shelf as well. That's the problem. He's got lots of scuffing you see going on up here. Scorch marks and stuff all over him. Now, he has the Predator gimmick. This is a little kind of periscopy thing to look through. When I look through, all I see is what this is, which is a kind of translucent but a red plastic. When I lift that up, what I see is I can see myself on the screen. But when I move, you see this little tail fin. What I see from here, when I move it up, I can see what's directly beneath me. So I can see my feet. So down there, like most other people's feet. And of course, in the original G2 Skyquake, that gimmick was a lot more comprehensive. You could see additional things in here, and you could plug shit into the top, I think. But those have been lost now, and it still retains some elements of gimmickry. They're not quite coherent, but they still work. They're close enough for Jazz, and they're close enough definitely to be interesting. He has the other gimmick, which is you fill these little compartments here with a yellow missiles. So it's fill and turn, load and turn, and load and turn all the way around. both sides, and what you do is you spin each of these little rotary faders, presumably rotary faders. Sorry, I think I'm in the studio. You spin into these rotary little devices, and the bombs drop out. You know, it's a nice gimmick. He doesn't have his he doesn't have that what Skyquake had, which is a spring-loaded missile launcher, because apparently it wouldn't pass U.S. safety testing. Didn't know that. I only found out recently that the original Skyquake had that spring-loaded handheld missile launcher. Didn't know he had it. It doesn't bloody need it. He's already a very, very big and impressive bot. I love how this guy looks. He's a big white plane. He is a big white plane. The only plane that I know, the only other two planes that I know that are bigger than this are Supreme Starscream and Jetfire from the movie continuity, who I do have combined up there with Prime. Let's transform this nice big sexy guy. He doesn't have an awful lot of movement. This guy doesn't have an awful lot of movement at all. Now I'm just going to, what year is it? He's from 2003. And an interesting thing, this guy is still less than 10 years old. And he has a range of movement that you would equate with a Generation 1 toy. His legs, that's it. No movement here. The only movement here is the kind of movement that you would often see in knees in Generation 1, where they're both going to move in the same direction at once. Next thing, what we're going to do, we're going to take this section down. So there's I say a little bit of kibble when you see what an understatement of the year. There's an awful lot of kibble there, but this gimmick that I spoke about earlier is slightly retained in the bot mode. The arms are a bit of a pain to try and form, because you've got to pull these guys down, and they're lodged quite well in there. And well, haven't said that, I didn't have much problem there. So you've got this little gimmick in the leg that you have to open them apart like that. The arms will move forward only. They won't move backwards. That's as far as they go. I love this yellow color. There is no movement at the elbows. You would want them to swivel and you would want them to bend. It is not going to happen. All you're going to be left with here is a nice, impressive bot. Give him his little feet and his heels, because you can do that very nice thing, which I'm very pleased to be able to do. You can give him a nice little money shot head reveal. Last thing, open up this chest cavity, pull back the head like that, and close it up. There he is. He's a big, impressive bot. I'll fold the wings back because you may as well. He still looks very Super Sentai, very Power Ranger. He's got all those big, bold primary colors. He's got those very clearly defined edges. He's perfectly symmetrical. While he does look like a Transformer, he looks very much like a Japanese Transformer. This is because he's colored after Diatlas. And if you've seen Diatlas, you know, he's kind of the epitome of Japanese Transformer, but like Deathsaurus. Lovely bot, absolutely wanted. But he looks like Gojira, you know, from the original Japanese films. I love those movies. He is a very big bot. Universe, very tall. What is he? He's a foot tall. He must be a foot tall. Close up of his head. There is a little gimmick at the back of his head. Is it lost? I think it is. Let me check. Yep. There's a little light piping gimmick. You see this section, the back of his head moves up and down. Now what is meant to happen is this should be a bit of light piping, which would allow the eyes to light up and then to unlight when you move it into the upward position. That doesn't happen. What is lost in this guy is this very cool gimmick at the back. They call these, let me just tell you how they're referred to here. They're referred to as solar receptors. These things are referred to as solar receptors, where it's probably best demonstrated in his Sonic Jet mode, Bomber Jet, where you push this back and you see there's a slight opaque red underneath it. But what happens in the original G2 Skyquake, and I will show you, is that whenever you open these up, it pipes light through the whole of the bot and it radiates through the front, so that especially these two little squares there and there will glow. They will pipe light all the way to the front. I'm going to show you all the other iterations of this guy. Now I'm just going to look through this little bit at the back here, and I can see, yeah, when I look through, I can still see everything through this little screen. And that's still an interesting enough little gimmick. It's you've got this kind of red wash across it. Let's go back once, first of all, to Machine Wars Starscream. It's kind of the negative version of this guy. You see, there's Machine Wars Starscream. So we had the big white Atlas guy, the big white, King Atlas. And then this is, of course, Machine Wars Starscream, and he's a nice, sexy, big black bot. He does retain that little light pipe gimmick, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Let me see if I can just about show you that. Now, you see, when I'm, these are the solar receptors, I move them to that position. You can see that there's, it's that kind of opaque blue plastic. If I take a light source, which is this big thing, right, and I shine it to the back, and I open up those solar receptors, and you can see the light piping to the front. I'll try that again. Yeah, you can see just about that little light. Now, it's quite a subtle gimmick, but if you've got a nice wash of daylight behind you and you open that up, it's really quite effective. As is the light piping in the eyes, which this does work with this, but absolutely does. Let's go back once more to the originator. G2 Skyquake, or Dusty as I call him. He is a nice big bot. He feels quite a bit sturdier than this guy. The plastic is a lot sturdier. I have this guy's missiles on him. I don't really mean to do that. I should probably put them away. You can see he has, yes, you know, you recognize it. It is gold plastic. His sonic solar panel receptors are a little tighter than most bots. So we can go from this. Okay, you see there's nothing coming through those little parts. And those little parts are, you know, especially there and there. If I open up those solar receptors, then it's going to shine through. I think it's most effective with this guy. Yeah, you see, it's not bad at all. It's still kind of funky. But like I say, you need a bit of daylight behind him, and he looks really good. There are additional missiles, and of course, this guy's missiles look exactly the same. I just have kept them in the box. I don't really need to bother about missiles. But look at these guys together. Imagine the three of these guys standing on your shelf. Can I hold? I don't even think I can hold all three of them together. I shall attempt to. Look at that. Oh, special. It's three giant bits of plastic. Now, this guy, because he's an Autobot, he's got a friendly nose cone, as you see. But these guys, because they're evil Decepticons, they've got kind of that shark imprint on them, and they look so funky. I absolutely love these bots. I got G2 Skyquake some years ago. Then last year at Auto Assembly, I got the Machine Wars Starscream. And then this year at Auto Assembly, I got Universe King Atlas. And he's definitely one of my finds. Definitely one of my favorite things to come out of Auto Assembly this year. Love it. He's not even 10 years old. He's got really shit movement. The head isn't going to go anywhere. The arms aren't going to go anywhere. The legs aren't going to go anywhere. He's just going to stand there and look really big and really good. Nice big bot. King Atlas, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
Now that's what